Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're here with another viewer-requested episode where we discuss a biblical saint who possibly has some of the least things said about them in total.
Yeah, you guys are all like, pick any saint. Jessica can find this information. So I'm pretty sure there are people that there are one throwaway line in the Old Testament that we know more about.
Yep. So Purdy Do.
And this guy has a whole book written to him.
Good job following instructions.
But our confidence is that you will find what information there is to be found. So
Yeah.
there may be a paucity of that information, but whatever there is, that's what you'll find.
So, as requested by viewer Purdy Do, we are going to be doing an episode on Saint Titus, who was the bishop of Crete.
So our one fact is he was a bishop of Crete. All right, that was a short episode.
And we know this because Paul wrote him a whole letter about how to bishop.
Yes.
It's the letter to Titus.
All right,
Yeah.
We do know a few more things.
Yeah.
He was born in the 1st century AD, maybe 1 AD, maybe, some other year. He was Greek and possibly either from Crete or Antioch.
And of course, this worked out really well for him because his letter is grouped with the letters to Timothy. Mm-hmm. And he was Greek, which means he didn't have to undergo circumcision as an adult. Unlike poor Timothy. Ooh.
Yeah, there were some, more... I'm desperately searching on, page 2 of Google where they suggested that was, an alternate name for Timothy, at which point, immediately in the comments, they're like, all right, we know this happened to Timothy, this did not happen to Titus.
Separate
it can't
dudes.
be the same.
Separate dudes.
And then he died in either 96 or 107 AD, and if you want to...
Gorton, Crete.
Now,
no one gave me any information about why those 2 exact years and not, in the 90s to 100s.
Yeah. Not somewhere between those two dates, either or.
And there were multiple sites that listed that as the answer. It wasn't just one where I'm like, oh, maybe there.
Well, but of course that's the problem with the internet. Are people just repeating each other?
I mean, some gave just definitively either 96 or 107.
Yep.
But
So, their feast day, it's a little... There were some changes made. Originally, in 1854, when he was added to the calendar, they made it be February the 6th.
So even the church is like, we don't know enough about this guy. Given all the ones they made where we've had to say, we're not sure this is a real person, this could have been a typo, or they could have just been redoing the story and changed something. No, has a Bible book named after him. Well, we're going to wait till the 1800s.
115 years later, though, somebody came along and said, you know what? Let's move it to January 26th. That way it's right after the conversion of St. Paul.
Which, again, makes sense because Paul VI is going by what we have. Mm-hmm. In the revision of the calendar of 69, all the people that are semi-legendary all got removed. But we know that Titus is a real person. That's why he shares a feast day with Timothy after the conversion of St. Paul.
Now, in the Eastern Orthodox Church, he's celebrated on January 4th and August 25th.
They always do at least 2.
Yep. And in the...
also on the Thursday after the 5th Sunday after the Feast of the Holy Cross in the Armenian Apostolic Church.
Which is an Oriental Orthodox Church.
Yes.
That's the Thursday after the 5th Sunday after the Feast of the Holy Cross. Okay.
And he is also celebrated on the January 26th Roman calendar in various Protestant denominations like, High Church, Lutheran, Church of England, Episcopals.
These are people that also use the same lectionary as we do, except for when we're reading from the Deuterocanonicals.
Mm-hmm. Now,
patronage!
Yes, usually we have attributes here for ones that, we should have more information on, but all I have is he's dressed like a bishop.
Bishop! Maybe he's, standing in front of a map of Crete. He's with Timothy.
Uh-huh. But, for being one of those original, New Testament saints, his patron... You're going to have to take a deep breath before we list them all. All right.
Here we go. Crete, the United States Army Chaplain Corps, and relief from stomach disorders.
Which we have no idea why he's in charge of stomach disorders. We have no story about how he was killed by, impaling him on the stomach, or he was known to, it's not like Timothy, who was told in the Bible, drink some wine for your stomach.
So I gotta believe that that's just a bit of confusion,
It could be.
since Timothy was told that. Yeah. Well, here's the thing: all the people that have the really long list of patronages, it's because they got in early. For some reason, not poor Titus.
But, he's
I know.
in the you would.
I know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure some of the ones where we just made them a saint because everyone's like, I thought you made them a saint. No, I thought they have more lists.
Yes. Again, I don't know why he was overlooked for so long. Maybe they figured, well, the dude's in the Bible. He doesn't need much more.
Yes. Things we know about him: he was a convert, a missionary, a bishop, and a companion to Saint Paul.
Mm-hmm. His journeys and his actions are recorded in the book to the stupid Galatians, the second letter to the Corinthians, First and Second Timothy, and of course the letter to himself.
Yes. We know he was clearly not raised Jewish. He was a Greek pagan who is thought to have studied philosophy. According to some accounts, he actually showed up in Jerusalem before the crucifixion and was one of the 70 or 72
That would
disciples that went
explain.
out.
That would explain the January 4th feast day in the Eastern Orthodox Church, because as we discussed, or will be discussing, we've talked about
Timey-wimey.
We've talked about their feast of like the 70 apostles.
70 or 72.
Yes.
Yep. We know it's an even number of the 70s. I know it's because the Bible, the different translations.
I prefer 72. It's a multiple of 12.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, although most other sources think that he became Christian from St. Paul, which would then make it impossible that he was one of the disciples of Jesus' life.
Mm-hmm.
We know he traveled with St. Paul. St. Paul left him in Crete to work on stuff. He might have been with Paul during the Council of Jerusalem. And, he was a church leader.
Well, and of course, he'd be a really good guy to have with you at Jerusalem, being, himself a Gentile convert to the faith. So, kind of making Paul's argument there of, look, Gentiles are cool too.
Yeah.
So, Titus. Not to be confused with the Roman Emperor Titus, who was the general in charge of the destruction of Jerusalem in 70. Different Titus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, again, we have 2 years for his death. We have no info on how he died. Given the theoretical dates, it could have been of old age.
Mm-hmm.
He was a church leader, so there's always the question of, was he killed for being a church leader?
Given the time, there's a possibility of martyrdom, but we don't have a tradition that he's known as a martyr.
Nope. So, go down below, fill us in with what you think, based off little things we know from the Bible, Titus was like. Maybe you want to do a crazy conspiracy theory, and since we don't know anything about him because he's an alien, he returned to his planet with Elvis. I don't know.
That'd be exciting.
That would explain why we know so little about this New Testament saint.
That would be a thing. I look forward to hearing the tinfoil hat rant on how that one works.
Brand new theory for why we have no relics of the Blessed Mother.
Well, I mean, we do, because we have things like her headscarf and the sandal print, and
Yes, we have no first
class
degree.
relics.
Or first class, yes.
Yeah.
Well, due to the rules that they just made up to make it work, like how there's first class relics of Jesus, because anything he touched counts as first class. Anything she owns now gets bumped up to first class.
Yes, but no.
There's that whole moving house.
Yeah. Hey, love the Holy House, but no, none of her. Just her stuff. Regardless. Leave those conspiracy theory comments below. Subscribe to our channel. Ring the church bell to be notified the next time a plot is uploaded. Give this episode a like because you like books of the Bible.
And until next time, remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
And
Share that love.